It's been so long ever since I have done videos that's including motherhood or child care, or just talking about motherhood in general. Over the year, like 15 months, since that's how we call it. We don't just say my child is a year, we now count like months too. But I get why it's like that, because every month, even though they're a year, every month is like a development stage. So I have, since my son, since he was a newborn to now he's a toddler, he's 15 months old. I can't believe I am raising a toddler. Like it's beyond me. But I just wanted to share with you guys, it's all God's glory, it's all God's strength, I'm not gonna lie. So I just wanted to share with you guys the electronic gadgets. Might not need them, but I feel like these has worked for me over the year. But some I've used more, some I've not used the most. With that being said, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nyasha, and this is Makeup a Difference, where we talk about motherhood, where you see me do a lot of makeup tutorials, but I just wanted to also dive in the motherhood. So as a newborn, my son did not like any wet wipes, any wet cold wipes. So I was like, come on, there must be something called a wipe warmer. So I went on Amazon and I was like, oh my god, because I used to always put the wipe warmer in my boobs just to warm it, or I used to try to rub it, but by the time my son's already screaming and crying, and this helped a lot. Oh my gosh, like it literally helped so much. So number one is definitely the wipe warmer, and number two is the camera monitor. I think even right now, as my son is a toddler, my son is 15 months old. I'm even watching him now as he takes his nap. Son is sleep trained, so I like to just watch and just monitor the times that he's awake. You don't need it when the baby's a newborn, because you're sleeping with your baby is wherever you are. But obviously that's all depending on how your baby is like. So number two is the camera monitor, and I love it. So number three is the sterilizer for bottles. Obviously some people will still boil their bottles, that's also sterilizing them. But if you use milk bottles like Timmy Toppy, what's the other one, Nuke or Mama or whatnot, you need to sterilize your bottles. Obviously this is general knowledge when you are going to have a child. So with boiling your bottles, you have to be just there and wait for them to finish. But with a sterilizer, you just wash a bottle and then it will do it for 5 minutes and it's done, and you don't have to like keep going back to see whether it's done or not. So that's one thing I like about the sterilizer. And we still use it somewhere here and there. My son is a toddler, he uses the CP cup if he has milk. Sometimes he wants the normal bottle, so it just depends on him. And bear in mind that I'll be putting everything in the description below. Obviously this video is not for everybody. You might not want all these things, but obviously it's always good to try out some things, because every baby is different and they might be beneficial to you. They might make things a lot easier. We're living in a world where these gadgets, electronic gadgets, to help us in every single day life, and I feel like if it's something affordable and you can put it on to use it for your motherhood journey and your baby, I think it's absolutely great. Number four is the bottle warmer. Obviously when my sister had a baby, we used to just boil the kettle and put the bottle in there, but then the water can be too hot and the bottle is too hot. Now you're putting it back in the cooler water, so it just stabilizes, or then you can get too hot. So I thought, come on, there needs to be something. So I used a bottle warmer. Why am I saying bottle water? I used the bottle warmer so many times when my son was a newborn to an infant and stuff. Right now we don't use that because he drinks normal milk and we can just like put it in the microwave. I know It's not for everybody, but it works for us. Sometimes he likes cold milk, so I think things does get easier when babies are a toddler. Next we have blender for baby if your baby led weaning. So obviously this is just not in order from newborn, infant to toddler. It's just pretty much all over, because you know some things people still use now and some things people don't even use, so it's just up to your preference. So this is a blender for baby, you know, if you're gonna baby led wean, or you just not led weaning, you're just weaning your baby. You could use your normal blender, you could use, but then I like the baby one because it really just, you know, makes everything smooth, especially if you're starting off super early, like 4 months, 5 months, because you know in Africa we all know this, it never starts at 6 months as they say here, it starts earlier than that. Just saying. You can use your normal blender, but I think the blender for babies is better. But anyway, number 6 is something we're still using now as my son is still a toddler, is the white noise machine. My son can't sleep with that noise. Let's say it's on and it goes off, he's gonna wake up because he's like used to that white noise machine. It's really good. Even we can't sleep with that noise, but we listen to like, you know, music, like worship, instrumental, something like piano, you know, we do. It's just, I think we just used to it. We can't sleep in silence. It's so weird, but we can't sleep in that. So yeah, white noise machine is very good for the baby, and it's also good for toddlers, infants, because newborns, when they're in the womb, they hear a lot of noise, heartbeat, a lot of noise going on around the world. So number 7, bottle makeup. So let's say you've not had a very good breastfeeding journey and you just jump into bottle making, you know, formula. My baby breastfeeding journey just didn't go as I had planned, so I gave formula super early. I would say my son was formula fed mostly than breast milk. If you are on that journey or you are doing both, I think I'd suggest to get like a formula maker, you know, which is a Timmy Toppy or the Brazier. The Brazier pretty much does everything. All you need to do is put your bottle, press a button, and then you get your milk and you go feed your baby. But with the Timmy Toppy, it's just giving you a great temperature for the baby. You know, it's not giving you too hot, it's not giving you too cold, it's just making the formula, it's giving you the perfect water to make your formula, which is good. The Brazier, however, is more pricey, but I think people with twins, triplets and that, please, I suggest you get that. Number 8, an app called Huckleberry, and this really helped me with my sleep training. In that, I know they started charging crazy amounts when cost of living if you're in the UK and stuff. It is free, but it doesn't predict a nap. Like if you're not quite sure of the wake windows and that, it kind of helps you with that. And this was such a good app for me. I don't use it anymore because my son's wake windows sleep pattern is somewhat the same now because we've sleep trained him. And so this is a Huckleberry app. It helps you, especially if you want to sleep train, it helps you predict your nap. And they are usually the same because babies like routine, babies like structure, so it's always good to have that in mind. I know some people just say, I let my son sleep whenever they want to sleep, I let my daughter sleep whenever they want to sleep, but then that does not create a consistency thing, and I don't think it works. For me, I'm a structured person. My husband is not, so I'm always with the baby, so we're gonna have a structured routine for my child. Obviously it's not always like it needs to happen, but sometimes I'm flexible. Now as he gets older, I'm more flexible, but because he's so used to structured, it messes it up for him. But anyway, that's the Huckleberry app. It helps with your sleep pattern, you know, medication, bathing time, you know, if you're very, very structured. For me, I just use it for sleep monitoring. And number 9 is a baby swing for newborns, the electric swing. I bought my son this and he did not like it. I was so annoyed. Like, I tried so much to get him to like it. I was like, oh, He did not like it. He would just cry. He would just feel uncomfortable. I was like, ah. And then I ended up selling it on Facebook Market. But obviously there's some people, like my sister's friend's son loves it, and he's like about 4 or 5 months, and obviously it's only for a short period of time. You can always sell it after or keep it for your next baby, but I sold it because we're not having other babies anytime soon. So yeah, so that is the baby swing. And number 10, this is for more of toddlers. Obviously I always say, like, it's always good to limit screen time for babies, for kids, because it's not good for their eyesight. And I would like, because when I was a child, I would like I was more an outdoorsy person. We were barely watching TV. We'd watch TV at night, maybe for an hour or two, and then we'll go to bed. Or if it was raining or whatever, we were more outdoorsy. But obviously in these generations, everyone's glued to their tablet. But I feel like me and my partner, we're definitely just gonna keep that outdoorsy feel for our child. But obviously when there is time, because my child likes to steal the TV almost the whole day. I'm an introvert, so I like to be home most of the time, but I do go out just because of my son's sake and for my sake, because it's good to get some fresh air here and there. So it's good to get a tablet, especially teaching when they're learning things, you know. I think number 10 is not a must, but it's just like, you know, however you feel as a parent, tablet for your child. That is the final number, which is the tablet. I put it at the last because I just thought maybe it's not really a must have. My son doesn't have it, but he will be having it later on. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and it was nice to just record something other than makeup tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've watched up to this, go and look at my playlist and just binge watch some of my old videos if you have not watched. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.